Hi, I'm Brandy Brimhall, the CEO of Rapid Credentialing. I'm coming to you again today with a commonly asked question that comes across my desk in my credentialing service. And that commonly asked question is credentialing one and done? Meaning, once we've credentialed and enrolled with a third-party payer or network, are we done for good, forever? We don't have to worry about anything from that point forward other than submitting clean claims to the third-party payer or network for processing. And the answer to that question is no, it's not a one and done process. So all of the networks and payers, or many of the networks and payers that we would enroll in, are Blue Crosses, Aetnas, Cignas, United Healthcare, Medicare, of course, Medicaid plans. They certainly have other requirements beyond the initial credentialing and enrollment process. Once you're approved as an enrolled provider, you would be obligated to continue to what they call validate, verify, or attest your provider credentials through their third-party network portal. This is often through the Medicare PICOS, through Availity, through Optum United Healthcare, and through other portals that are connected with specific payers you would be billing to. And what that attestation, verification, or validation does is requires that in a certain period of time, 90 or 120 days usually, with the exception of Medicare, which is a few years, 3 years for some types of providers, 5 years for other types of providers. So you'd need to look at your specialty, or certainly reach out to my office and we can give you the exact time frame that you would be required to attest for Medicare in order to stay enrolled. But the simple summary is that these portals would require that you review your provider information to ensure that everything is correct. This could be office hours, that your malpractice is current, that your license is current and on file, that your other provider details are current and on record there, and that everything with yourself and your business organization is current and correct according to that particular time period. You'd be obligated to review that, scan and upload any documents that might be requested or needed to be uploaded or updated, and then of course go through the attestation process or validation verification process to submit that information for the records and review of that network or payer. The reason this is important is because if you miss these validation, verification, or attestation periods, you'll be ultimately removed from provider network directories after a period of time, and then eventually removed from networks altogether, having to start all over with the credentialing and enrollment process. This is also significant because the downstream impact means that often we don't learn that we have missed an attestation or validation verification period until suddenly our claims start either rejecting or processing out of network and telling us that we're no longer a network provider with that payer. Of course, the downstream impact to this is not just in our record keeping, how our EOBs or how our claims are processed and how we're posting the EOBs, but the patients get a copy of this as well too. And of course, this always has a downstream impact to the patient in a number of different ways. And so the summary is, make sure that you know the obligations that you have with your third-party networks that you're enrolled with so that you don't miss these important time periods to validate, verify, or attest your provider and business information, or provider or business information, I should say, because there is an impact and a consequence for not doing that. Another important thing to point out is certainly there are a lot of other things on the minds of providers, and certainly your staff is always busy, and it's one of those things that often easily gets skipped and gets missed. In my credentialing service, we speak with a lot of providers and staff that just simply didn't get the notifications, didn't remember, didn't have the time, or once they logged in to try to figure out how to complete those processes, they weren't even really sure what to do. So there is a solution. Through Rapid Credentialing, we do offer what's called a monitoring process. And in the monitoring, we actually track all of your portals, all of your verification data, and we complete this on your behalf in the time period required. This removes you from having to be concerned about it, but certainly also ensures that you are able to continue to submit claims and expect that they're processed in a certain way, which is typically in the network for those types of agreements. So if you have any questions or you're interested in learning more about our monitoring process, you can reach out to us at sales@rapidcredentialing.com, and you can certainly learn more on our website at rapidcredentialing.com as well. So again, the website is sales@rapidcredentialing.com. We'd love to answer your questions and help you with monitoring the networks and the validation, verification, or attestation process that's required by your third-party payers and third-party networks. So hopefully that was helpful with that particular commonly asked question. Have a great day, and thanks for listening.